Les productions du corps en mouvement.
We are the music.
Welcome to another live body production.
All right, let me see if I can get through this one because they've been kind of jammed together. This is from Penelope. She says, I've heard Mr. Vachss say that sex offender civil commitment laws and sex offender registration laws are a trick on the American public. Could you discuss that further, please?
Sure. I think Megan's Law is a clinically insane piece of legislation. It's based on the proposition that a human being will rape a baby but not lie about his address. It's just lunacy. And the last time I looked, well over half of all registered sex offenders were whereabouts unknown. Nobody had their address. And I don't see where Congress has appropriated the money to track them down, to return them to the jurisdiction they fled from, and to prosecute them for violating one of their release conditions. Without that, all it's doing is providing entertainment. So you can look up on the internet and see, who's the sex offender? I don't get it. I literally don't get it. A ton of money for PR and no money for actual enforcement of the law. It makes no sense to me. Civil commitment, that's validating the insanity defense for people who attack children. Think about it for a minute. Guy rapes a baby, does 25 years in jail. When he's done, I have to let him go. He's done all his time, no parole, done every day. He says, I love raping babies. I'd like to do it again and again. If you let me out, I'm going to do it. They say, okay, we can civilly commit this guy. Because he's crazy. Because he's pathological. Because he's got some kind of disease or illness. So we're civilly committing him. We're not incarcerating him. We're civilly committing him so we can get help for him. Think that through for a second and understand that what you're really doing is creating an insanity defense. You're creating a situation where a lawyer comes to the court and says, my client raped 26 children. That proves he's crazy. You have to acquit him, not guilty by reason of insanity. And I'll prove it to you. Because the law says that if a person says such things, expresses such an intent, and does such things, you can hold him past his jail sentence because he's crazy. They don't work together. It's as simple as that. Civil commitment laws are, whoops, we made a mistake. Whoops, we made the plea deal too soft. And now the beast is out. So let us cover ourselves with this civil commitment nonsense. Make up your mind when you drop this kind of person, you drop them for the count. If you're not willing to do that, it's all wordplay. It's a lot of money spent for no results.
Let's talk about the other side of that coin for a second. You've talked at length about treatment for these people and healing them and how that doesn't exist.
Look, you don't heal a person of anything against their will. There's no such thing as coercive therapy. A predatory pedophile's not sick. They don't have cognitive dysfunction. They don't have problems with reality testing. They do what they do because they like to do it. The remorse they express, if they express any, is at being caught. You can't cure this because there's no desire internally to change it. What you can do is teach people exactly what to say to a parole board. You can teach people advanced predatory behavior by grouping them all together so they can share stories. But cure? It's antithetical to reality. You don't cure people of doing something they want to do, they like to do, that gratifies them. And anybody, I don't care if they're a cop, a social worker, a person who works in a hospital, a clinician, will tell you they've never heard of a first offender predatory pedophile. Never heard of one. Never caught one yet who, upon full debriefing, doesn't disclose many, 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 many more before he or she was caught. Where's the cure? And I'll give you another example, and this should settle it. If you're an alcoholic, you're a dope fiend, you're morbidly obese, you're anorexic, something's wrong in your life. You look in the mirror one day and you say, I can't be this anymore. I can't live like this anymore. It's going to kill me. It's going to kill the people around me. I can't stand myself. I can't see what I see in the mirror. If you get to that stage, there's people, your own brothers and sisters, who will surround you and help you and support you and stand by you. How come, with all the sex offender treatment programs we have in America, nobody volunteers to go into one? How come the only people in there have been sentenced there? So without that desire to change, you're spending a lot of money on studies. And the studies, when you strip away the crap, tell you people do what they like to do. A sociopath is not Lifetime TV. It's not somebody who's handsome, charming, and intelligent. It's somebody who has no sense of empathy at all. Nobody's home. He feels only his own pain. He cares only about his own needs, he or she. They pursue what they want unhandicapped by morals or ethics or law. If you think of morals and ethics as a weight, and you think of life as a race, sociopaths are going to win. Fortunately for us, most sociopaths are not predatory pedophiles. They could be politicians. They could be used car salesmen. They could certainly be major investment bankers, couldn't they? They can profit from their lack of morals and ethics and look like real people. Never tell the difference. That's why the predatory pedophile is the shark in your swimming pool. You do not see them coming. You only see where they've been.
And you argue that there's no healthy state for them to return to.
That's rehabilitation. Right? You've done a lot of stuff that, I don't know, maybe you don't want to talk about. You've done a lot of wrestling, right?
Sure.
A lot of martial arts. You've broken things, right?
Once or twice, yeah.
Okay, so they heal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's called rehabilitation. They work again, right? For a while you couldn't make a closed fist.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can. If you never could make a closed fist, how can I fix you?
Exactly.
Well, these are people who were never habilitated. So the whole concept of rehabilitation, it's a sick joke, and the joke's on us.
Live Body Productions.
Live Body Productions. We're the music.